I always told myself I never needed anyone, but like everything else, I ended up learning the hard way that wasn't true. Without a father or any positive role models in my life, I was never taught things that will be second nature to my sons. My name is Mark, and I make videos focused on everything I wish I knew as a lost young man growing up in this world, from finance to self-improvement. So stick around if you're interested in that content. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what your father should have. Number one, understand that society is a construct and is meant to have rigid lines to help us all have electricity, water, and food at the market. However, society isn't real life. There may be times in your life that you must go against society if it means standing firm in your core beliefs. I'd like for you to be empowered to set boundaries for yourself, and once identified, ensure no one crosses those boundaries, no matter what the impact it has on your standing within society. Now, this sounds extreme, but it boils down to every man's got to have a code. There are things you should think about for yourself as to what's too much. What's the line? As you grow up, you'll have to continue maturing and accept that there's more you'll have to accept to fit into society. However, in this life, you'll find habitual line steppers, and depending on the situation or person, you'll need to figure a way to respond to that while doing right by your own self. Number two, understand that everyone is not your friend. It's not to say you have to be guarded, but understand that people can smile in your face yet have ill intentions for you. Naivety is death. I'd rather you be slightly off-putting to people than to be too forthcoming and trusting to start. People have their own agendas, and it's up to you to understand the games played to get the outcome you want. One solid rule I learned that has almost always rang true is don't make friends with the first person you meet at a new place. You go to a new school or a new job, and some guy's overly nice trying to connect with you. It's been true in my anecdotal experience that those are the black sheeps of the area who are just looking for company with anyone who hasn't learned about them yet. Number three, learn it young that you are entitled to nothing and are owed nothing. The game of life is played each day by dogs hungrier than you. If you want to keel over and cry about it, that's fine. But no, it won't change anything. If you want true change, it's up to you to affect it. Grab your own chest, look in your own eyes, and tell yourself it's enough. I'm sick and tired of being fat, weak, skinny, stupid, broke, bad at COD. Once you get to that point, then you can start researching, getting your own answers. Ask questions, seek guidance, look for mentors and coaches. Just understand the work needs to be done, and your outcomes are based solely on your preparation for when opportunity arises. Most people don't understand how to win because they don't even know what game they're even playing. Number four, learn to control your emotions. Don't call yourself a man if you can't control your emotions. I'm not saying you can't pop off, but blind fury should never occur. Stay calculated, stay dangerous. If everyone knows your thoughts due to what's on your face, you're already a step behind. This one for me has been very, very hard. I'm much more emotional than I think. And though many people say they can never get a read on me, my face typically starts to show my emotions as I get closer and closer to my breaking points. This is especially something I'm working on due to being in high-level business transactions. Staying logical is the name of the game, but in business, much more is tied to emotion than I would have ever thought. As I continue growing in my field, it behooves me to continue growing this skill. Number five, learn to fight. Violence has been a part of the human experience since the dawn of time itself. The issue these days is a large portion of the Western world, particularly, seems to be under the impression that violence no longer exists. This can be surmised by people's tone, their word choice, and even the brain rot we see on the internet. The only way you see a small woman taking a selfie with a puma, thinking she's not about to get her face ripped off, is through 5 generations of watching TV, 2 generations of computers, and 1 generation of iPad babies. The world is violent, and there may be a time you need to be. What you don't want is to not have a clue on how to defend yourself, and even worse, have no idea on how to defend your family. To this, I say invest some time, invest some money into some classes. A fitness boxing class, just jumping rope and learning punching techniques, or literal free fighting YouTube videos are a world of a difference more than the next guy is doing. Above anything, adjust your mindset and understand you may be put into situations where you need to act, and your mind needs to be ready for if that day ever comes. Number 6, controlling your mind is hard. However, it's the best thing you can do for yourself in this life. Imagine you're able to eliminate anxiety from your life, remove the desire to impress people, push yourself to approach any girl you chose to, try out for any team you wanted, Instill the confidence to fight back against bullies. The roadblocks that stop you from doing any of this is all in your mind. If you stop allowing your mind to win, you can start forging your own path. My old barber used to say to me, he doesn't allow anyone to get him upset. Whenever someone came to him with static or negativity, he'd just tell himself, they don't really mean that. They must be confused. Rather than even entertain the idea, he'd just get himself to believe the whole thing is just a misunderstanding. That is his attempt at controlling his own mind. Rather than spiraling and considering this or considering that, he would rather just choose to believe it had to be a mistake and the person actually liked him. I'm not on that level yet, but I have identified through therapy some triggers for me, and I've been able to gain control of my mind heavily. I wouldn't have been able to grow my career without the investment into capturing my own mind. Number 7, don't allow women to rule you. Through the use of social media, you have women becoming multi-millionaires by showing their body online. This has doubled down the sickness within the world. You have exotic videos taking over every single app you watch. This does a lot to your mind, especially as a young boy. In what world should Daniel, the 14-year-old, see more attractive naked women than every pharaoh that's ever lived? 2 years on the internet, and that's a breeze. You see, that lust infiltrates your mind and it takes its toll. Your money, your time, your connectivity to women, etc. Even worse, you make too many mistakes and maybe you fall victim to danger. There's a lot of guys getting set up, getting robbed, getting killed over hooking up with chicks. The list goes on. From there, you have many guys that maybe we call it loneliness or just lust or low self-worth will allow women to run their existence just so they can smash. If no one will, let me tell you, don't waste your time having sex with women that don't respect you. Women that don't work on the program you set ultimately will end up being a headache in some fashion. When you lay it all out, it makes it easy to understand the importance of dick discipline. Number 8, learn that responsibility comes with the territory. Learn to take accountability for your role in accomplishing what you're responsible for. If your father told you to take out the trash and you didn't, imagine that. The one thing in this whole world you're responsible for, you didn't accomplish. These patterns will follow you and grow and scale if you don't stop them. In this life, as a man, you'll always be responsible for something, be it your own self or as life continues, maybe a family. No matter what path you choose, no one's taking care of you for 60 years. So in the least, you'll have to get out there and forge a path for yourself. Accept that no one is coming to save you and start focusing on kicking ass. Number 9, don't allow anyone to tell you who you are, not even me. I want you to understand yourself and gauge for yourself what and who you want to be, what you think makes you happy, and how you measure success. With you gauging your own thoughts, you have a better ability to make your own path towards obtaining all you seek. They say wisdom is learning from the experiences of others without having to bang your head along the way. Once you identify the man you want to be, you'll want to learn from someone that's been there and done that. Click the video on your screen to learn 5 mistakes I've made over the years so that you don't have to.